And you said a good thing. You're like, it comes with consequences to be a podium rider. It comes with consequences to try win a race. Like, if you're going to ride that fast, are you telling me you're going to have clean runs the whole season? Like, so then how can you not accept what comes with that? Like, the best of the best is to win the race. And with that, you're going to have all these issues. But so when did you have this sort of like talk to yourself? Like, how long ago was it where you're like, I need to sort this out because I'm so unhappy here. I probably can't continue this.
Man, when did I make a change? About when I hit about Val di Sole last year, when I didn't even qualify for the final. I was like, just put my hands up in the air. I was like, you know what? I'm done living like this. I'm done being this miserable. But yeah, I started like maybe at the end of my midway when I was at YT, riding for Martin Whiteley's program. I started making changes for sure, and I've made both from like maybe separating myself from a lot of people that I wasn't necessarily happy with, and that like created a lot of friction, and that led to me maybe being a bit of like an outsider, like a very very by myself for a while. And when I got on Aaron's program, like I started to maybe enjoy some things, but I was still kind of miserable. Like when I was comparing what I had to work with others. And I guess going into the last season, going into the year, I was definitely a lot better. And then like in a better mind space, like after I podiumed at Val di Sole and going into the season, I was still really, before that I was really angry. And then I was like maybe a lot less angry. It's kind of hard to explain. But when things, like I went from ending the season on this high note, and then I trained super hard, and I thought that I could be in the mix, and then it just went haywire. And in the middle of last year, I was just like, I am so done living like this. Like, I'm done being miserable all the time. And it was like maybe like 2 years of growth. And now I'm kind of just okay with giving my, like, I'm okay with what I'm doing in my best effort. And I just am more okay, I guess. I don't really know how to explain that or how I can explain that to someone. Like, I just accept that I'm going to give it my best effort, and I'm going to enjoy my life and enjoy what I'm doing. And if it doesn't go my way, then it's okay. Like, go. Like, even like Aaron sent me a message before last week. I said, man, I was just chatting with him. I was like, yo, the kids are rolling. It's going to be a fight tomorrow. And he's like, man, don't worry about them kids. Give it your best run you got and call it a day. And that's kind of, I'm working on my health. I'm working on my mental state. I'm riding my dirt bike. I'm hanging out with my dog. My girlfriend's awesome. I have so many good things going on that like I find it hard to believe that environment is not going to make me happier and a better racer. I have a team that we're doing a ton of work. We're doing all I've wanted in terms of testing. Like I mean, not like it's not like I'm living, testing every day, but the team's proactive. They're putting their best foot forward to make sure I'm prepared, which is awesome. We did a test camp super early. We did a preseason race. I have more support going into the season than I've ever had. So that's like, I for a long time, I felt like to get the things you wanted, you had to do it through the front of the results list. And even no matter how good I finished, it was never enough. Like I was never happy. And then I just kind of decided that like, you just need to be happy with what you're doing. Like if you genuinely enjoy the process and you enjoy what you're doing and you find a way to, like, I think Troy said it the best, like if you find a way to love the races, then you'll enjoy being there and you'll get better results rather than just like being afraid of what if all the time and being angry about things that you can't control. Like, there's no reason. Like it's good, but I guess it just comes from fear of perception too. So like you've been through it. It's hard to explain it to anybody. The fear of perception of what's
Yeah.
happening, because nobody really knows. You like some things you just kind of have to take it on the chin, and just it is what it is. Do the best you can and keep moving.
Yeah, I think that's what Gwyn has obviously done so well through all these injuries and all these things that caused issues with his race results. And I can see you seem like there's a lot of emotion that I'm feeling, right? And you've had these factory teams that have folded and like late, like signings to these teams. Like, how is it easy to have belief that you're one of the guys if every time there's like a contract cycle, you're like, okay, but I did have results and I put my effort in and I'm trying and I'm not getting hired. Like, that must be pretty hard, to have that sort of self-belief as well.
It's not like anyone didn't want to hire me. At the end of the day, you have your budget, you set yourself up. Everybody wants to set themselves up early. They hire their riders and they're good. And if you're on the outside of that, it's not like they don't like you, or it's not like it's just like a matter of circumstance. And it's like when you're pushing as hard as you can and you're trying to make it happen and it doesn't work out, I mean, it's not personal. It's just business.
Yeah, but that seems like something you've learned to understand. Like,
yeah.
Was it like that 4 years ago? Like 4 years ago, you might have internalized and said, fuck, no one likes me, or they don't feel I'm good enough. Now you seem content and sort of humble in how good you are in the sport.
I try to be like so politically correct on these things, but when you're
you don't have to. It's my podcast. No, I'm teasing. Don't get yourself fired.
No, not even that. Just like I try to be nice and humble, but when you're walking around every day just screaming fuck in your head and everything's going wrong and you just want to fucking throw shit and you're like, then that's it. Like, sorry, I probably shouldn't say that, but literally everything is going wrong and you're just like screaming fuck in your head over and over and over again every day. It's hard to be happy. It's hard to be healthy. It's hard to be mentally in a good place when everything is hitting the fan and there's nothing you can do and you're just like, you don't even know what to do. And you're just, but that's being an adult. Like and it's obviously in a better place now, found a way to deal with it, found a way through hard situations. And as I get older, I'm like, it's okay. It was way worse 10 years ago. Like, it was way worse, And it's like, these are, like, you think that dudes that are running $1 million corporations or running the bike companies after COVID are not doing the same thing? This is life. These are hard things that you have to deal with that make you a better person. These are situations that are molding me and growing me into to be a way better version of myself. But when you're in it, you're like, dude, it's always easier when it's going your way and you're catching green lights, but that doesn't grow you to be a better version of yourself. That doesn't, like, I've been through these hard things and I'm a better person. And yeah, it sucks when the money runs out and it's getting lean and you're like wondering how you're going to make it work and wondering if you're privateer in the next year. I mean, wondering if you're privateer in the next year, you do ask yourself these things. Does no one like me? Am I just not like, what can I do more? And then you just continue to add more and more and more pressure. And that sucks. And that makes you miserable. And that's a terrible situation to be in. But sometimes, we live in a world of comfort. Everything we do is to make ourselves more comfortable. I constantly want to make my training easier. I want to go somewhere where it's sunny and I can just dust my bike off after and I don't have to clean all my muddy stuff up. And, I want a garage that's heated and cooled and it's always nice to work on my stuff. Yeah, I want all these things. So it's a constant chase for comfort, but that is not making you better. And then when you look at these situations that are difficult, I don't like having difficult talks. I've had to have a lot of them. I'm getting better at them. Maybe someday I'll need to fire somebody. Maybe someday I'll own my company and I'll have to manage things better. And whatever I choose to do, I'll be better at it because of it. Because I've been put in these situations that, well, suck. But at the end of the day, I get to race my bike I really enjoy it. And Aaron asked me this question. He's like, yeah, dude, well, if say it all goes to shit, say it all falls apart. Next year, you're renovating houses like you are right now. And like, because I renovated my own home. Yeah, that was I picked a great time to do it. Buy your first home. COVID melts down and the whole world went belly up. But, I went through that tough situation. I enjoyed it. Rode my dirt bike on the weekends, through COVID, was renovating my house. I still enjoyed my life. I still enjoyed what I was doing. Yeah, it might have been difficult in that situation financially. It's very difficult. But I'm better now. And if this whole thing melted down, I'd probably just do the same thing. Ride my dirt bike on the weekends with my buddies, ride pit bikes on Thursday night. I'd work a job from 9 to 5 that at 5 I got off. I wouldn't have to, worry about a lot of other stuff. It's just life goes on. It's all good, Like you're going to find a way to enjoy what you're doing no matter what you're doing. And I get to do this really cool thing. So enjoy it. Like, and that's been a lot of that realization at the middle of last year. It's like, it's all good. Like it's going to be good no matter what. I'm good.
Yeah, but that's some experience, man. Gwyn has definitely helped you a lot. I can hear it, and I'm sure you're thankful for it. But two things popped to mind. Like you played worst case scenario. Gwyn's tested you on that. It's like, okay, so worst case, it goes to shit. What is the worst case? It goes to shit. You have to get a normal job. Maybe you renovate houses because you have some experience, and you get a paycheck for that. Like, can you live with that? It's like, well, yes, I can. Like, technically I can. I'll probably get used to it. You're like, okay, well, if you can deal with worst case, why don't you just go down this road? Even if it fails, you're happy enough with worst case. And I don't think people play worst. I don't think people play worst case scenario enough. Like Tim Ferriss has kind of made it quite a famous thing in his books and his podcasts. It's like when he needs to make a decision, if something fails, he's like, what will worst case be if this decision fails? Can you live with that? But you have to be honest with yourself if you can live with the worst case. If you can, cool. And the other thing is look down sometimes. I think you might have learned that. Like it's been worse for me 10 years ago, as well as like if you look down, there's how many races below me in the rankings. Like I'm better off than them. Sometimes you actually have to look down, not up. And I think that's like, it's the expectation of happiness is if you're like expectations versus reality don't match each other very well, that's when you're just deeply unhappy consistently.
Yeah, for sure. And it is really easy as an athlete to be deeply unhappy.
Well, like, of course, like the only thing that people look at are results. Like you're in a results-driven sport. 8 races a year. What else did you do? I've got.
You know what people were saying to me? Middle of last year, didn't qualify at Val d'Isole. Went out in the semifinal, rode off the side of the track, got stuck in the tape, let Thibaut go, past me. He was the next one to qualify. Rode down and caught him. Pissed. Season has fallen apart. Overall, all my goals in the overall out the window that I still ended up somehow achieving. Wanted to be top 10 in the overall. And everyone says to me, man, you're killing it this season. Good job. You're doing so awesome. And I'm like, you have no clue. Nobody has any clue. Nobody, like, even if you watch the races, they don't even know. So who cares? Like, I've crashed. I'm unprotected. I'm out of the back. I worked for 6 months to try to be the dude. And done everything I possibly can, and it's all went to shit, and people are still saying, yeah, dude, you're awesome. I'm like, nobody even pays attention, so why do I care so much? Like, there's no reason. Let's just go race. Like, okay. And that was like, whoever said that to me, I always want to high five them, because I'm like, it just made me realize that it literally does not matter. You're like the only person that it matters is you. Like we come down from qualifying, you crash, you're out of the race, it all went to shit. People are punching the handlebars, and you stand at the bottom, and you're like, oh, that didn't go well for him. Oh, next guy. It's like, it's so personal because you're in this moment
It's
and it's
actually
like
so
means so
surreal,
much.
eh?
And then, but if you're the dude standing at the bottom, 10 seconds back. Okay, next guy. Oh, yeah, he did good. Okay, yeah. Oh, he beat him. And it's like, it literally does not matter. You just give it your best effort. As long as you're happy, the only person that takes it as personal as you is you. Race your bike. Have fun. Enjoy doing it.